You fought in the Clone Wars?
Yes. I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior. I understand you've become quite a good pilot yourself. And he was a good friend. Which reminds me, I have something here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
Cerveza cristal.
I just say when I watch that, I'm reminded about how bad the writing and acting in Star Wars is.
God bless it, Matt.
It really is.
Person. You're
it
just
it doesn't hold up at all. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just saying
it's not true at all. It's not even remotely true.
Ben, because you watched it.
No, my kids watch it.
When was the first time you saw Star Wars?
I don't know, 7 maybe.
Exactly. You have a nostalgic attachment to it. If you wait like I did and you watch it first time when you're like 25, you go like, "This is Star Wars? This is what everyone's freaking out about?"
I have to tell you, this is the one opinion of Matt's I agree with 100%.
You do agree.
Of course you do, because you thought the talkies would never last.
By the way, you want to know something funny? Alec Guinness in that movie is 56.
Is he?
Wow. He's born in 1914.
Every time I watch him, I think he's such an intelligent actor. He must be thinking, I hope the paycheck for this is very good because I'm making a fool of myself in time.
And they're not American.
Are you going to defend the acting in this?
I never thought I'd.
Okay, so I'll defend. So Alec,
you think Mark Hamill?
Okay, Mark Hamill's indefensible, but I will say that Alec Guinness is great in everything, and he's great in this, and Harrison Ford is iconic. He is. I mean, you want to talk about like the greatest run? Sorry, Alec Guinness was 50. Let's see, he was 63. Anyway,
you don't have to defend Star Wars to these bozos. It's one of the most successful films of all time.
Successful, no question about that.
And it deserves it.
It's terrible. No. It destroyed the movie industry.
It destroyed the movie industry?
Yeah.
In what way?
That's an interesting take. Why do you say that?
That's a stupid take.
Because the IQ of movies before Star Wars was up around 140. After Star Wars, the movie industry is not. The movies are now 90.
What are you
That's
talking
good.
about?
I like that take. I'm going to take.
Can
I take that take?
That's a stupid take.
A little copyright on it.
The IQ of the movie industry started to really wreck itself during Marvel era.
Well,
okay,
sure.
Then it's late, but it's really during Marvel era.
No, but this created the Marvel era. This created the place.
This is 30 years before.
No.
But
it took a long time for the cancer to reach through the entire body. I mean, now you go back and watch like the worst B movie made in 1948, and the intelligence level is so far above Star Wars, and the depth of feeling and humanity. People now think that they're good guys.
Yes, but there was a decade called the 60s, and the movies sucked. And then there was a decade called the 70s, and most of the movies, except for anything made by Francis Ford Coppola, sucked, okay? And then you got Star Wars, and it saved the movie industry, because literally there wouldn't be a movie industry.
Well, it saved the movie industry by turning it into a stupid...
Amadeus won Best Picture 3 years after that.
I'm so glad I brought this up.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad I brought it up, and also, that's a great take.
It's absolutely true. I mean, I used to come, when we were just starting the Daily Wire, I used to come in, and you guys would be arguing whether Spider-Man was really dead or not, and I would think like, how old are these guys? These people are over 12.
No, he's talking about like Austin and Mathis would be arguing about it, and he's blaming us.
I know.
Because from his vantage, we all look the same. And by we, I mean anyone under 60.
I used to yell at you about it because you would sit there. I remember you sitting there yelling at people. I thought, like, who cares? He's a guy in a costume.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
I know. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was some movie where he died, and you were explaining to somebody that he had to come back in the next film.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I can't believe these. People tell me conversations that I've had with other people, and I can't believe that I've had those conversations with other people. So I just don't believe that.
I'm just not going to defend Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't.
It requires
Star
no
Wars
defense.
requires no defense.
Except for Kathleen
I will
Kennedy.
say this.
Except for Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, the real problem with Star Wars now, too, if you waited a long time to watch it, is that it's almost impossible to actually see the original trilogy without all of the self-destructive
Lucas
additions
inserts.
that were made later. That I think Lucas did on purpose. I think he had a sort of subconscious need to destroy the original trilogy, so that because he did not direct Empire or Jedi.
Empire is one of the great movies ever made.
That's right. And I think that after he did write and direct the prequels, he needed to go back and make the original trilogy much worse, so that people would quit saying, "You're ruining Star Wars." So he actually rewrote your memory of Star Wars to make it as bad as his prequels were.
The big question for me is, of course, whether Joe Biden is capable of remaining conscious or whether he's going to fall asleep the way I do on my Helix sleep mattress. I've had my Helix sleep mattress for multiple years at this point. I love it because it was made just for me. Drew, don't you also have a Helix sleep mattress?
I do indeed, and I stay awake all night, so I actually know how comfortable it is. You guys fall asleep on it, but I don't. I'm there, and it is an incredibly comfortable mattress.
That Helix sleep mattress is keeping me alive because I sleep and keeping Drew alive because if he falls asleep, he dies. If you haven't already checked out the Helix Elite collection, you need to. Helix harnesses years of extensive mattress expertise to offer a truly elevated sleep experience. That Helix Elite collection includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. If you're nervous about buying a mattress online, well, you don't have to be. Helix has a sleep quiz. It matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. I, of course, took that Helix quiz. I was matched with a firm but breathable mattress. It is fantastic. Plus, Helix has a 10-year warranty. You try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. It's never happened before, I don't think. Their financing options and flexible payment plans make it so a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering our listeners 20% off all mattress orders plus 2 free pillows. Again, head on over to helixsleep.com/backstage. That's helixsleep.com/backstage. It's their best offer yet. Won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts right now.
I mean, my biggest problem with Star Wars was always that this is supposed to be highly advanced technology that can go the speed of light, and they're using essentially swords, like glowing swords, like that. That never made
repel
sense
lasers, my friend.
Well, but even so, it just doesn't make sense with all the other technology that's the weapon you're using is a glowing sword.
That's actually a good point too. I'm sorry.
Why is that a good point? That's a terrible point. Anyway, you're also anti-empire?
I'm anti the entire thing.
You're a terrible person and you have no taste. That's terrible. Okay.
This is my.
You think the Empire Strikes Back is not?
Fine, the Oscars are happening Sunday night.
Wait.
Let's do that.
I want
All right, let's do the Oscars.
But the Empire. Do you think that's like high art? Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
First of all, Darth Vader. Like again, when you're 25 years old, you watch it through. Darth Vader's a super corny villain. He's just corny. He's not like he's not
corny because you've seen every movie.
He's not intimidating. You know.
He literally picks a dude up by his throat and kills him in the first 5 minutes.
A great movie villain is like Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. It's like you would actually be terrified to be in the room with that guy. Darth Vader, you're like,
he uses
I find
his
your
mind
lack of faith disturbing.
Yes, he uses his mind to choke people.
Well,
like actually crush their larynx, like somebody who actually died of asphyxiation.
Yeah, he has great powers, but I'm saying in the performance and in the writing, I just don't feel. James Earl Jones, highly overrated. I'm just saying things now.
James Earl Jones was a great. I saw him when he started out on stage.
I don't hold Darth Vader against him. I'm just
you thought
saying.
this kid is going places.
Yeah, I did. I know. I actually did. I saw him in the Great White Hope. He was. He stood next to me at the phone booths when my daughter was born because his son, I think it was his son, was born, and the 2 deepest voices in New York were going, "I have a daughter. I have a son."